Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be an update video to the Joblot of American Beatles albums I got about 6 weeks ago or so. Now it's been a lot of work this has. I've had to put them all through a spin clean twice, then I've put them on the project record cleaning machine twice, and then I've finally put them through the ultrasonic uh, cleaning machine, and some of them actually went through 3 times. So we're finally here to show you the results. So without further ado, and this is not going to be in any particular order, I have listened to them all. I've put them into new sleeves and things like that. So in no particular order, let's just have a look and see, and I'll tell you what I think they're like on each one. And at the end of the day of the video, I'll tell you if I think this was actually worth doing. Right, so the first one is Meet the Beatles. Now I didn't realise that when I was looking at these, when I did the opening of the box and everything, that this didn't actually have Meet the Beatles in it. It had a really battered up copy of Rubber Soul in it, and I mean really battered up copy. I played it on one, like a test deck I've got, and I only played it for so many seconds. It was absolutely terrible. So that record didn't make it through to being anything done with it, because it would have just been a complete waste of time. This cover, however, is virtually immaculate, and it does have the original in a sleeve with it. So I've saved the cover, but I wasn't able to save the record, but it wasn't the right record, if that makes sense. Now, with all records that you clean, as most of you will probably know by now, if it's got a scratch on it, no matter how good your record cleaners are, that scratch is going to be there. So now we're getting into some of the really interesting records. So this is the Beatles' second album, featuring She Loves You and Roll Over Beethoven. Again, this did need a really good clean. The cover's very good and the record's very good. It's got some very minor pop still in it, but it is very enjoyable to listen to. So I think in that case, that one is probably worth a 9 out of 10. They're not going to beat Immaculate Records, because they weren't Immaculate Records to start off with, but a lot of them, a lot of people would have probably got these records and just threw them away. I did it as like an experiment. So and to be honest, it's mixed results. Then we've got Something New by the Beatles. This one wasn't too bad to start off with, to be honest, and it does sound really nice. So it's Something New, USA pressing. Record is very good plus, cover is very good, plays great. Some marks, so there's still some marks in it, and a little bit of background noise, and I do mean a very little bit of background noise. Now, to me, a little bit of background noise on these records does not make any difference whatsoever, because they are vintage records. They're not brand new records. And sometimes I think if it has got a little bit of like background noise, it's part of the history of the record. I'm not an audiophile. They don't have to be mint copies. As long as they play, I'm happy. Then we've got, this was a strange one, because this was in one of the Hey Jude sleeves, but it isn't Hey Jude. It's the Beatles, or the White Album. And again, this looked absolutely crap, to be honest. So this is sides 3 and 4. So this will be the second disc. There wasn't no cover or anything for it. Played it, and actually this does sound really nice. So I've put some things on some of them. So this just says Beatles White Album, sides 3 and 4, USA pressing. There's still some marks on it. I think if they are really deep marks, no matter how many times you clean it, they're still going to be there to some degree. Again, a little bit of background noise, but plays very good plus. So that was one that I didn't think was going to be worth doing, but it just shows you if you've got the time and the patience to do it, then they're okay. Then we've got a copy of Magical Mystery Tour. Now this is a repress, and this is on the purple capital label. So this was in quite good condition anyway. Again, it's been cleaned with the spin clean, the project record cleaning machine, and the ultrasonic record cleaning machine. And all the ones that I've cleaned with the ultrasonic have got a little sticker on them there saying ultrasonically cleaned. So this I was quite surprised with this. Well, I wasn't, because I thought this would play nice anyway. But the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour USA repressing record is very good plus, and the cover is very good plus, and it plays excellent, and it does play excellent. That does actually sound like a brand new record. I'm not going to get all the records out because we'll be here till the 12th of Never. Then we've got a copy of Abbey Road. I think this is an American first pressing. The record is very good. The cover is very good, and it plays very good with a little background noise. Now, the majority of these are going to have a little bit of background noise because they're best part of 60 years old. To be honest, though, that one did play really, really nice. So I'm happy with all this. So far, all of these were worth doing, because I haven't bought them to sell. I've just bought them to add to my collection. My American Beatles collection is up here at the minute, but the idea of getting these was, one, so I could basically have a whole American Beatles album collection. And at the time, it was a good price, but when you take into the consideration the import taxes and the postage for the air flight and all that lot, it wasn't. Well, we'll go more on to that. Right, so here is a copy of Let It Be. And the research I've done, this is an original copy. It's not a bootleg. It's got the film money in it and all that lot. The cover on this was absolutely crap, though. Even in this new sleeve, it still looks very, very rough. Yeah, so it's got the film on. The record is actually in very good plus condition. Now it's been cleaned, and it plays very good condition. This is the gatefold sleeve, but I couldn't really clean this up anymore. I suppose I could have got a black felt tip pen and gone and tried to do every one of those, but it's just not worth it. It's what it is at the end of the day. Ring wear. But yeah, but the record on that does play really, really good. So again, because I'm not selling these, it was worth me doing them. Then we've got a copy of Hey Jude, although this is the one that is actually called The Beatles again on the label. Again, it has got some ring wear on the cover. Again, it's been cleaned, deep cleaned, ultrasonically cleaned. It plays really, really nice to be good. To be fair, very enjoyable to listen to. So the record is very good plus, and the cover is good. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, but you have got some ring wear on the back, and it is on the Apple label as well. And again, it's very, very pleasant listen. Now, before I cleaned any of these with the ultrasonic cleaning machine, I did play a couple of these, and they didn't sound too bad. But once you've cleaned it with the ultrasonic cleaner, you can tell it does get rid of a lot of the dirt that's deep in the grooves. But again, it doesn't get rid of scratches and things like that. Then we've got a copy of Ram. And this is a strange one because this has got the full Apple on both sides. Again, these are all American pressings. Apple on both sides. Record very good plus. Cover very good plus. And it is actually in really, really nice condition, and it plays fantastic. That one, again, if I was going to sell that, I'd probably get about 15 quid for that, I'd say. But I'm not. That is not what I've got them for. Just bear with us one sec. Then we had a copy of Redbury Speedway. Again, now it's all been cleaned and everything. The record is very good. The cover is very good plus, and it plays very good plus. And this is the one that has the hype sticker on the front of it, just there, look. And you do get the braille. Yeah, so that one, 10 out of 10. Then we've got a copy of Paul McCartney Wings Band on the Run. This looked worse than what it was when I first got it out. But like I say, with all the cleaning that I've had to do, I mean, I think this had 2 goes in the spin clean, 1 on the project, and then 2 in the ultrasonic, and it has come out really, really well. Cover's very good, record is very good, plays very good. Some minor marks and surface noise, and it's got the inner sleeve. And I didn't know till I started getting these American records that you actually get Helen Wheels on this, don't you? In the UK, that was not on this album. But again, very, very enjoyable listen. Probably, again, if you're going to sell it, worth probably about a tenner. Then we've got a copy of Magical Mystery Tour. Now, this is the stereo one, but this is the original one, which is on the Capitol, not on the Apple, I think. Again, needed a really, really good, deep clean. Cover's okay. Cover's actually quite good. I'd say very good plus. Record is very good plus, and it plays absolutely amazing. Again, if you're going to sell it, probably £10 to £15, roughly. You know, something is only ever going to be worth what someone is willing to pay for it. Then we got a copy of Venus and Mars. Now, when I showed you this when I did the unboxing, I said, oh, there should have been some stickers with this. And I didn't realise people had actually used the stickers and stuck it on the thing. Again, it's had a deep clean. It plays absolutely amazing. It's got the posters with it. Really, really nice to listen to. I was actually quite surprised when I was listening to this. Again, some very, very minor surface noise, which again does not really bother me. If it sounds good, it sounds good. Again, let's look stickers on there. Look, if you was going to sell it, £10 to £15 probably in the UK. Maybe a little bit more with them being American presses in the UK, don't they? But like I say, I haven't really bought them to sell. I've just bought them to add to the collection. So now I've now got a very, very nice, virtually complete run through of the American Beatles albums, original ones, because I've got the original VJ introducing the Beatles and stuff like that as well, which was featured on another video many years ago. This is a copy of McCartney. The record is very good. It plays very good. The sleeve is okay. I mean, if you look at it closely, you can see it's got a little bit of ring wear. It's got a little bit of ring wear on the back, which I think a lot of these American albums from the 60s and early 70s did suffer from that, didn't they? Because I think a lot of people in America, they actually take the record out, don't they, and put the record at the back. Or some people put them in completely different sleeves to the cover, don't they? Then we've got another copy of Red Rose Speedway. This one hasn't got the hype on it, but it's still the American version. And I was playing this, what day was it? Saturday. And I played it all the way through. Don't get me wrong, I was doing things and tidying things up and everything. This sounded absolutely amazing, this copy, really did. And out of the two of these that I did have, this actually looked the worst out of the two, if that made sense. Before it was clean, but now it just looked the better out of the two. So yeah, you know, if you're prepared to spend the time and effort to clean these records, I'd say 9 times out of 10, if you're just going to use them for your own personal use like I am, it is worth doing. Then we had Wings at the Speed of Sound. Now this, technically this didn't need a clean. This was probably the best one out of the lot, but it's just gone through the same process of all the rest of them. And it is one of Wings' better albums, isn't it, in a lot of ways? Probably this and Venus and Mars are probably the best Wings albums as a band, and not when it's just like Band on the Run wasn't really a band, was it? It was just sort of like Paul, Linda and Denny Lane, wasn't it? Still, that's this fantastic album as well. So yeah, you know, sort of reaching a peak, weren't they, with this? I think. Great LP, virtually mint. So I'd say that is excellent. You know, excellent condition. With that's for the whole of the package. You know, the cover, the inner sleeve, and the record itself. Then we've got Tug of War. Again, there wasn't really a lot I could do with the cover on this. I mean, for saying this is from 1982, it has got quite a bit of ring wear. I mean, even in these sleeves, you can still sort of like see it. But having said that, the record itself, it has got the original in the sleeve. The record itself plays absolutely fantastic. And the reason it's took me so long to do this video is because I didn't just want to play each record just once or just play a few songs on it. So I've played each record more than once. And, you know, so far, all of these are fantastic. Then we've got the Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 1. Shame there wasn't volume 2 in here, to be honest. Again, this did look a bit iffy or a bit grubby when I did the unboxing. Although, to be fair, the cover on it is very good. The inner sleeve is okay, and this cleaned up really, really nice, and I can honestly say this sounds amazing. This is the one I've probably played the most, to be honest with. For saying this is probably one that's worth the least out of the lot, this is one that I played the most, like after each stage, so I could see how, if it was improving it as it was going along, or the certain place when that's it, excuse me, you couldn't really do anything else. But yeah, it's been interesting to do this, to be honest. If I'd have filmed the whole lot, you'd have been bored out your head. Then we've got the American version of Imagine. This, I had to stick the cover together because the cover had come apart, so I've done that. This one didn't have its original inner sleeve, so it's, and in fact it didn't have its inner sleeve at all, so I put it into a new polyline sleeve. It plays absolutely fantastic. There's some marks on it, and there's some like scratches on it, but they're not feelable scratches, so it still plays really, really nice. So again, it was worth doing it. Then we've got another copy of Ram. Now this one has got somebody's name on it, just there. So I suppose if I could be bothered, I could possibly take that off, but I don't know, because this isn't a laminated sleeve, is it, on the American ones? Again, it's cleaned up really, really nice. This has got some marks on it, and at first I thought this is one that might have to be thrown away, but it's gone through all the stages of the cleaning process, the spin clean, the project, and the ultrasonic cleaner, and it sounds fine. Now, nothing spectacular, but it is a playable record, which is all I wanted to do, was to, you know, make them all into playable records. Now, did I manage to do that with all of them? You'll have to wait to the end of the video. Then we've got another copy of Band on the Run. What can you say? It's probably one of the most famous Paul McCartney Wings albums ever made. It's a fantastic album. Virtually every track on it is a masterpiece. Don't know what that noise is over there. Must be something going on the park behind me. Yeah, again, this was in pretty beat up condition. The record was, the cover was all right, but it's gone through every stage as all the rest of them have, and it's a pretty fine album now. Very, very enjoyable to listen to. Then we've got the Plastic Ono Band album from 1970 by John Lennon. Again, this one looked really, really nice. Now, I did play this before I did any of the cleaning, and in all fairness, it did sound okay. Sounded okay. There was a lot of background noise in it, but you know, it was playable. It didn't jump or skip or anything like that. So again, it's gone through all of the cleaning processes, and this now sounds virtually like a brand new album. And it is an original copy from 1970. So yeah, I was happy with that. Then we've got another copy of Abbey Road. Now this one did have a lot more marks on than the other one, and to be fair, when you play it, there is still quite a bit of background noise on this one. It's not intimidating, it doesn't stop you enjoying it, but it probably hasn't cleaned up as good as the other copy of Abbey Road. But then again, this was nowhere near as nice as the other copy of Abbey Road to start with. This is what I'm saying to you. You know, if it's a really, really crappy record, it's still going to be a really, really crappy record, even after you've done all the cleaning. But you might be able to make that really, really crappy record into a listenable record, if that makes sense. I know what I'm saying, but it's if it's coming over to you what I'm saying. Then we've got another copy of Hey Jude. Now this is the one that was on, this wasn't on Apple, was it? This was on a purple Capital label, so this is actually a later copy, although the cover on this is probably worse than the one that's got the Apple one in it. It didn't really need a clean, to be honest, this record, but because I was doing them all, it's had it done. And yeah, really, really great album. And just in case you didn't know, in the UK, we didn't officially get Hey Jude as an album till 1979, although you could get it on Apple as a UK export album from 1973, which used to be quite expensive, although now it has come down. Yeah, so that's quite a nice one to have, an original, well, a repressing of the original American album. Then we've got, again, in no particular order, there was one sec, folks. We've got, there's loads of them, isn't there? We've got a copy of 1962 to 1966. Again, this is an American pressing from 1973. Well, I say that it isn't. It's from around 1977 because it's on Capitol and not on Apple. The record's a very good plus. The play fantastic. The cover's very good plus, and it's been ultrasonically cleaned. Again, I've got loads of copies of this, but it's nice to have a later pressing of the American one, which some people say, yeah, but it doesn't sound as good as the original. Everybody looks at things in a different way, don't they? Then we've got a copy of, excuse me, 1967 to 1970. Now, the cover on this one isn't quite as good as the Red Album. Again, this is on the Capitol labels. It's got the Capitol logo there, not the Apple logo. The records are very good. The play very good, and the cover is good. Been ultrasonically clean, so this one probably isn't quite as nice as 1962 to 1966 to listen to, but it's still very, very enjoyable. That's just me being honest. I'm not going to say they're all mint because they're not all mint. Then we've got a copy of Rock and Roll Music. Now this one looked quite bad when we did the unboxing, so it's gone through every stage of the cleaning. I did manage to clean the cover just a little bit, although it still has got a little bit of ring wear on it. Plays fab, really does play fab in gear. And it's quite funny because now I've got a lot of these American records, and I've been looking on eBay and places like that just to see if they are worth anything. That one's goes for silly money sometimes, that American version of Rock and Roll Music, and yet the British equivalent you can pick up for about a tenner. Now we've got John Lennon, Rare USA pressing. Imagine. This has got the original inner sleeve. Record is very good, cover is very good, plays very good, and very, very enjoyable to listen to. Again, that is one I've listened to a few times, and it does actually sound really, really nice. Then we've got Say Say Say. Now this is a 12-inch single. It's on the American Columbia label, and the cover I thought was a bit crap, to be honest. I've managed to clean it a little bit so it doesn't look quite as grubby. I think they've been stored somewhere. They just needed like cleaning, a lot of them. This looked very grubby as well. The actual record looked really, really grubby, but now it's been cleaned, it plays really, really nice. Do you like Say 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 by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson? Then we've got the Beatles Love Songs double album USA pressing. Records are very good, and very good plus, and it plays very good plus. The booklets are in very good condition, but what lets this down is the actual cover. The ring wear on that is absolutely crap now. And you look at the back. Now, if you was at a record fair and you saw this, you'd think, oh, sod it, and you put it straight back. So this is why it's always advisable, if you see something like this in a record shop, or a record fair or thrift store or antique store, always, if you can, look at the records, because the records on this were actually in quite good condition when we did the unboxing. And again, I've played this a few times and it does sound really, really nice. It's just a shame that the cover on this isn't a little bit better. And again, when you're looking on certain internet selling sites, because that's got the booklet and everything with it, that goes in the UK for quite a lot of money. £25 plus probably. Then we've got an original copy of A Hard Day's Night. Now this is on United Artists and it is a first pressing. The record is very good and it plays very good, but I've put the cover is only good. Now the cover is intact, but it's just got a little bit of ring wear. Now it doesn't look that bad, does it, from there? But it's to bring it closer, you can see it. Look, even with this sleeve, this plastic sleeve on it, you can see it. And there's a little bit of writing on the back, but it plays really, really nice. And the thing about the American versions of like Hard Day's Night and Helpers, they don't really resemble the UK equivalents, because the UK equivalents were classed as studio albums, where the American ones are classed as soundtrack albums. So you get like instrumentals mixed in with it as well, don't you? So they are really, really nice to listen to. Then we've got the Beatles 65. This one was a bit of a flop, shall we say. It had got lots and lots of scratches and marks and things on it, and I thought, well, I'll clean it anyway, and I've cleaned it and I've done everything I can. And as I said before, if a record's got a scratch on it, doesn't matter how many times you clean it, you will not get rid of the scratch. And this has got a scratch on it, and it's a bit of a flop, but I've kept it because the cover's nice. So if I'm ever in the position where I find another record that is okay, I can just swap it over. So that would have been a miss in one way, that one. Then we've got the American version of the soundtrack album to the Beatles film Help, and this is a later pressing because this is on Apple. This has got a gatefold sleeve as well. The record is very good plus, the cover is very good, and it plays very good plus. Again, you have got a little bit of ring wear on the cover, and again, this is nice to listen to, being a UK Beatles fan, because this is quite rare to get in the UK. We get the standard studio album where, we got like For Me Too Fantasy and things, and Another Hard Day's Night and things like that on this. And, it's really, really nice. Excuse me. And you get the James Bond theme spoof at the beginning of the song Help as well on that, which again, as a UK Beatles collector, is really good. Then we've got this one, which is another stereo version of the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. Record is very good. It's first pressing. Plays very good. You got a little background noise on it, but nothing overwhelming. You've got the booklet, but I've just put the cover is okay because it is got quite a bit of like ring wear on the back, which you can just about see, can't you? But again, it's because I'm not selling them, it doesn't matter. As long as they play all right, I'm happy with them. Then we've got this one. This is another Let It Be. Excuse me. Again, it is a original American first pressing with the Philharmonic etched into it, gatefold sleeve. Record is very good, plays very good plus, cover is very good. I mean, it's a lot better than the other one, isn't it, that one, to be honest. And then we've got Wings Over America. Again, that has been played. It does have the poster with it as well. I didn't think it had the poster, but it does actually have the poster with it. I didn't think that was in it when we did the unboxing, but it is. The downside on this one is the ring wear on it, but it does play really, really nice. Then we've got this one, which is a mono version of Magical Mystery Tour, and this basically was a flop. Covered in scratches. I don't know if you can see them. There's loads of scratches there, loads of scratches, deep marks. I mean, that one you can feel that's actually quite sharp, that one there. I still cleaned it thinking it might be okay, but really I should just put that one straight in the bin. So that is a fail on that one. The cover's dropping to bits, look. But you have still got the booklet in it. So that was sort of like a fail, that one. And there was these two which was also fails. So for saying that there was like sort of best, I think was it 40 or 43 albums in this lot. I mean, this is a copy of the Beatles' second album. Now that side don't look too bad, but that side, look at that, look at all that. You couldn't get that off. I couldn't, you know. I've actually even ultrasonically cleaned that, but no, I think that will be going as a frisbee over the park, maybe. So there's that one, and then there was this really, really crappy copy of Rubber Soul. Again, this has actually been cleaned, and look at the state of that. You see it, can't you? That is, you can see it all. So that looked even worse than that to start with. I mean, it might even play, but I wouldn't like to put it on any of my decks. So I think that is one that's probably destined for the bin. Or, as somebody I used to know years and years ago, he sort of like was a semi-professional record dealer. He'd got a job but used to go to record fairs and things like that. And he said when he used to get records that were scratched, what he would do, he'd cover that, he'd cover the label, and he'd get some old boot polish, and he'd polish the record so it goes really, really nice and clean. Then he'd do it on one side, then he'd put it in a frame, and then he'd sell the record in the frame for a tenner or something like that. So that could be one thing that somebody might want to do. You know, I can't be asked to do it, to be honest. But so as an experiment, then, like I said, I think there's 43 records or 46 records or something like that. There's 3 that I can't really do any more with, and they're basically unplayable. All the rest of them are now playable records. Now, if I'd bought these to sell them, it probably wouldn't have been worth the time or the money for what you paid for it. Because I think I worked these out to be about £6 each or $6 each. They weren't. I worked it out wrong. They worked out about $4 each. So I still think it was worth it. It was worth my time and effort because, like I say, I'm just a collector, and I do like to try and save every record I can. Now, on this occasion, there was 3 that I couldn't save. But for saying how many there were, I think really I've done okay. And there's some that, you know, are really nice like that.